Did you have any connection to this play before? Did you know?
No, I hadn't heard of it before at all. When Charlotte told me about the job, she was like, you should read this right now. So I like downloaded it and read it. And then I was like reading a bunch of crazy essay notes. It's like really awesome. I'd really like to see it actually as a play, because like she's an absolute badass. Like even though she's a little bit of a bitch, like I like the fact that she wants something, and it's like I don't care if it's really wrong. I'm not going to think about it any deeper than this is what I've chosen to do. It's a bit awesome sometimes, a bit admirable, but like you always find out, you know, like in any case of rebellion, you always get a little bit fucked up, but it's being able to handle it and not, I guess. What about you? How do you feel about it? I know you're directing it. I haven't really ever really like seen any plays, so I don't know how.
Well, I'm not directing the play exactly. It's an idea I got from the play, and I'm doing something totally different, more personal and more... it's like a lecture about Antigone.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's funny somehow because the lecture is being held by 4 skiers, so the champions. You know, they come in with their skis and all the equipment and everything, and it's funny how they come in and all the noise, you know, and they sit down and they
intense.
Yeah. So and then they start explaining the play through their experience from skiing. So it's all very twisted from the beginning.
That's crazy way to think about it. It's mental. No way. That's so cool. That sounds so interesting. I really love to see that.
Yeah. Well, and then they, you know, they start then saying things about themselves, so they become somehow also these characters. So there is an Antigone somehow at the end. It's a girl.
Yeah.
And she starts talking about herself, and then she's being eaten by a polar bear at the end, so she takes the equipment off and she's all in blood, and somehow she becomes this, maybe I will develop it also more, I don't know. And say something about death, I don't know, I'm thinking about the graveyards.
There's so much to say about death, especially when you choose it, you know, for yourself in so many ways, in the choices you make. But there's so much to say about it, and there's so many ways that you could approach it from that way. I really like polar bear. I really like polar bears. They're so cute. Have you ever seen a polar bear cub? I really want to hold one.
No, I've never seen one.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I love bears. But yeah, that's incredible. That's so awesome. Oh man, I'd really love to see that. I really love
All
to see
animals are nice, I think. More pretty than people.
What's your favourite animal? Like, favourite animal ever?
Look, I like the horses.
Yeah? I like horses. They're calm and really strong, but just calm. I like how, like, they just stay away from other people. I like wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves are my favourite. They, like, have a really strong, like, pack mentality. And I just like it. I just like the way that they go around and like how special it is. I hate that there's no wolves in England. Like they hunted them to extinction like years ago because they suck. They suck so bad. But yeah, I want to have like a wolf conservation one day. Just live in the forest and like look after baby wolves all the time. Away from like humanity. Just 'cause it's so calm. Just be in the trees with wolves. I love animals.
You're looking for calmness. You're talking about it a lot.
Yeah, I do. I always look for a calm space. Like, even though I grew up in London most of my life, like, I remember very much, like, the countryside when I was a kid and just being tranquil and just finding, like, I was always okay by myself as a child, but I always, like, exploring places and, like, just being in forests and like, climbing trees and... Like, I know that there's so much more, and it feels so different to what we feel every day here, especially. So I'm definitely searching for that calm place in my future. I definitely know I'm going to live in the middle of a forest. It's going to be pretty good. What about you? Do you
me too.
plan
I like
on staying in Athens forever?
I have a small house on an island,
That's
a big
amazing.
island. And
That's so
I
cool.
think sometimes I could live there forever. Or I think sometimes I would like to be in a cave, with beard and hair,
Yes.
and just stay there forever.
Yeah.
Really.
Sometimes isolation is really, really special. Really special. I just like being alone with lots of books.
Mm.
It's just like, this is the safe space.
Yeah,
It's good. I don't know. People are weird.
very, very.
It's always nice to feel that you're not one of them
Yeah,
when you're
exactly.
surrounded by everybody all the time. It's a strange world. Yeah, it's good. I don't normally talk to people that much unless I'm like drunk. But yeah, it's funny. It's good.
I feel something in common with you.
Yeah,
when you talk
definitely.
somehow.
Which is great. It's good. It's not very often that I talk enough to people to find anything in common, which is cool. And especially through the SHOWstudio family and through this story that I've only read really recently, but I find really powerful and awesome in so many ways. Maybe not in so many that I relate to personally.
Yeah.
But still, she's a little bitch and she doesn't listen to anyone. And it's awesome. It's crazy because it's all I'm still at a very different stage of understanding to you. Someone that's analysed this and sees it from a totally different point of view where you can make something totally different.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like there's definitely a common ground, which is cool.
And I don't know, would you like to act? Have you thought of it, or this you don't?
Sometimes I've thought about it, but sometimes I haven't thought about it more than just me, going over the top with who I already am. So I was I would probably try acting if it was someone that was like me, and I could just be a bit over the top and just apply my own feeling to that. But I don't know. I used to be a really good liar when I was a kid, so I think I'd be able to do that. And I love stories. I'm always in a different world in my head, always. It's something that I definitely like to do. But I just like observing. I like kind of saying what I feel, what's in my head, but in not a too easy way to understand. You have to work for it, or just create your own picture around it. It's strange. There are a lot of things I want to do. I want to make films with my friends. I want to do weird acting maybe one day. I want to make weird dolls and shit. There's just so much to do all the time. Just I have no time. But it's cool. It's cool. Just vomit your mind on everyone.
There's something that maybe in your day, or not every day, I hope, but if there's something that you would really die for.
Yeah, there are a lot of things I would die for every day. A lot of things, because I love very little, but I feel a lot. I don't know. In a sense, I've kind of spent a lot of my time slowly isolating myself from outside influences, from negativity and from people trying to control me, or just anyone that makes me feel like I'm not what I want to be, and that's anything that anyone's agreeing with, to be honest. But yeah, I'd die for my mum, I'd die for my family, I'd die for what I have to say, even if I don't believe in it, just because I'm that much of a stubborn bitch. I'd die for my boyfriend, for my little sister. I'd die for a lot of things. It's crazy. I'm young and I feel too much, but I'm learning slowly, which is crazy. I think it's kind of just so over the top. This is the moment for me in my head where I'm coming out my teenage years and I'm trying to squeeze the sponge of all of the mad things that have happened to me and the ways that I've learned to interpret them. And so I don't know. I'm worried because I don't think about that every day. I'm just what would I die for today? I don't think that enough, because I know full well that I could totally die in 5 minutes time. Just go and have a brain aneurysm or something. That's something that I'm glad you asked me, because I have to think about that a lot. But yeah, I'll die for a lot of things. Mostly I just die to make myself feel like I'm happy and I'm making myself personally proud, because no matter what I do, I don't know, my actions may not reach other people before I die. So it's always just making yourself proud. Definitely.